Hello and welcome to the new video. Today we're going to be talking about stats for mages. So we're going to go over stats, gems, lunar frosts, gear choices, and all that. Alright, let's do this. Alright, so first we're going to be talking about armor and weapon choice. So as a magic DPS, you're going to be playing with either leather or cloth armor. Basically the difference between these: with leather, you're going to get a balance between physical and magic defense. With cloth, you're going to get high magic defense with low physical defense. The reason why you see some mages run cloth is basically because of the decreased mana cost. You also get more resistance against crowd control. And so that kind of, if you're trying to be a glass cannon, then cloth will be better. If you are not a professional gamer, then leather will work just fine. The actual damage that you do is the same. Cloth does not do more damage than leather. But having cloth will just basically give you a small advantage offensively. But in terms of defenses, leather will make you more tanky. For your weapon choices, you can choose to have either a staff, which is a two-hand weapon, or you can have a scepter, which is a one-hand weapon with an offhand weapon, such as dagger or shield. You will basically, the main difference is with a staff, you will have more damage, decreased cast time, but lower attack speed. With a scepter, you will have a faster attack speed, but less damage. You will see most mages nowadays, they use staff. And the reason why is because the attack speed, the trade-off with scepter, where you get more attack speed for less damage, it just isn't really great anymore. It used to be good when malediction was really powerful, but now sorcery just does a lot more damage. So for playing with sorcery, staff is going to be superior. And then also, if you play scepter with shield, you're going to be losing a lot of damage and gaining a little bit more tankiness. It's just not really worth it. So scepter shield, we don't really play that anymore. Alright, so let's talk about your stats. So as a mage, your main stat is going to be intelligence. That's what's going to increase your magic attack. It's also going to increase your mana and reduce cast time. And then stamina is going to increase your survivability. So for migrations, you want to subtract 150 from strength, and then 150 from agility. As for the amount of vita you should have, if you are playing as a more kind of glass cannon, full offense mage, then you can have a lot of intelligence. But if you're playing kind of a more frontline mage, then it's a good idea to have more stamina. But in general, I would limit your intelligence to about 1500, because after 1500 it's just diminishing returns, and it's better to put your stats into stamina. Now for your weapon gems, so this is where you can choose between magic critical damage and magic defense penetration. So as a mage, what is the difference between these two? Basically, with magic crit damage, if you're building a fully offensive build, you're going to be able to do more damage with crit damage. With magic defense penetration, you will be able to build a little bit more tanky, but still do damage in PvP only. Magic defense penetration will not benefit you in PvE. Magic crit damage will benefit you in both. So your stats: intelligence, stamina, magic crit damage, magic crit rate. If you're defense penetration, intelligence, stamina, magic defense penetration, and magic crit rate. If you're playing with the staff, then you're going to be using the brown gems, the copper glow gems. If you're using a scepter, then you're going to be using the fire glow gems, the red gems. For lunar frost, on a staff, you're going to be using the 3% magic skill damage. And then if you're using scepter, then magic skill damage 2%. And then for your bow, you can just use the 2% magic skill damage for more gear score. Now for your head stats, so for the gems, magic crit rate gems, intelligence, stamina main stat, receive melee damage, and then receive magic or range damage. If you're playing cloth, you probably want to take receive range damage, because cloth is really weak against ranged DPS. If you're playing with leather, you can probably take receive magic damage. And then you can also do with resilience and max health. As for the Lunar Frost, stealth detection works, but you could and probably ideally go for cast time or casting delay when hit, since as a mage you'll be casting abilities more. So for your chest and feet, you're going to want green resilience gems, intelligence, stamina main stat, receive melee damage, and receive magic and range damage. You can also do with resilience and max health. For your chest, you want 3% receive damage Lunar Frost, and for your feet, the toughness Lunar Frost. For your belt and wrist, you're going to want intelligence, stamina main stat, backstab mag damage, and then toughness. You could also do with receive healing. For the gems in your belt, if you are playing more sorcery, you can use the frigid tracks gems. If you're playing more malediction, you can use serpent glare gems. For your wrist, you can do with the escape gem. It's going to be really good for being resistant against crowd control. If you're playing with occultism, which pairs really well with mage classes, then you might want to take the trauma gem to increase impale and stun duration. You could also use the movement gem, kind of as a budget escape gem. And then for your Lunar Frost, you can use the rare earth lunar drop for stamina, rare wave lunar drop for intelligence. Now for your hands, intelligence, stamina main stat, receive melee damage, and receive magic or range damage. You can also do with resilience and max health. For your gems, this is where it can vary. Some people like to use evasion, some like to use foot defense and magic attack. So obviously magic attack is going to be more offensive. In general, physical defense is really good if you are in cloth and you need more defense against archers and melees, and then evasion is going to kind of give you a balance sort of against defense against any DPS. But I would say if you were leather, then go with either evasion or magic attack. If you're cloth, then maybe physical defense. Unless you want to be a glass cannon, then just go with magic attack. And then for your Lunar Frost, you want to take the magic crit damage Lunar Frost. For your pants, green toughness gems, intelligence, stamina main stat, receive melee damage, and receive magic or range damage. You can also do with resilience and max health, and the toughness Lunar Frost. For your instrument, now this is where you can choose to have either attack speed or cast time. What is the main difference between these? Basically with attack speed, you're going to have a lower global cooldown. This is really good if you're playing more insta-cast mage with malediction, and in general using more skills that don't require cast time. If you are playing with skills that do require cast time, then you want to take cast time gems. That's going to help a lot. Most sorcery skills will use cast time, more malediction will use attack speed. Intelligence, stamina main stack, magic attack, and evasion are your stats. And then the indomitable transcendent Lunar Frost for magic attack and physical defense. Now for your cloak, you're going to want to take the hatchet blade cloak. That's going to give you decreased cast time. So at Ethereum, you're going to want to take intelligence, stamina, and then your third stat is going to be either strength, spirit, or agility. Whichever one it is, just leave it at that. And then once you awaken a Delphinad, you're going to unlock the fourth stat, which is going to be either magic crit damage or magic defense penetration. You want to match this stat with whatever you have on your weapons. When you awaken up to Ionad, now you'll be able to reroll that third stat. You want to try to get resilience. Once you awaken to Aeronor, the stats are going to be the same. And once you awaken up to Radiant Aeronor, you're going to get that fifth stat, and you want that fifth stat to be received healing. As for the Lunar Frost on your cape, you can either go with the Perfect Wave, which is going to give you more intelligence. Perfect Earth is going to give you more stamina for more survivability. Now when it comes to your costume, basically you want to prioritize getting received damage, magic skill damage, magic crit rate, and then either magic defense penetration or magic crit damage, depending on your weapon stats. Backstab should be backstab magic damage. You could also do with magic attack or receive melee magic or range damage if you want to be more defensive. And these stats work as well: physical defense, magic defense, toughness, healing, resilience, and max health. And then for your Lunastone, you want to take the Enoch Lunastone for the most survivability. For your undergarments, so you want to prioritize, as mages, sometimes you aren't in the front line, so you do want to have receive melee, magic, or range damage. Ideally, I would say receive melee and receive ranged if you are cloth. If you're leather, you can maybe do melee and magic, magic crit damage, or magic defense penetration, magic skill damage, and magic crit rate. You can also do with magic attack and backstab magic damage. And then resilience, max health, toughness, receive healing, physical and magic defense, these stats work as well. And then for your gems, you want to match these gems with whatever you put in your instrument, so either attack speed or cast time. And then you could use the Wave Lunateer for intelligence or Earth Lunateer for stamina. Now for your necklace, as a mage, you can actually work with both the Arcane Evernight necklace and the Soul Liberator. The Arcane Evernight necklace is going to be good for when you're playing a more frontline tanky style, because it's going to give you 6% damage reduction, which is really big, and also a lot of stamina. Soul Liberator is going to be your offensive necklace. On a Soul Liberator, you're going to want to take intelligence or stamina with magic skill damage, magic attack, and magic defense penetration. You'll also be okay if you get cast time or attack speed, but ideally you want to get these 3 stats. And then Indomitable Transcendent Lunarfrost. For your earrings, on your Noriat earring, intelligence, stamina, receive damage, and max health. And then same Lunarfrost, Indomitable Transcendent. And for your rings, on your Noriat ring, you want intelligence, stamina, magic skill damage, and magic defense penetration. You'll also be okay with attack speed or cast time, but ideally you want to get these stats. And for your Flawless Arm ring, receive damage, magic skill damage, and magic defense penetration. And Indomitable Transcendent Lunarfrost. And that's all.